We are live again on another Thursday. Mark is here again with my brothers. I got JD and Tavante again. Mobile Tavante.
Yeah, I'm in my car right now.
Taxi cab confessions.
Dude, that just show how old you are, JD.
Just told on myself right now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I
got a question for you.
Emergency taxi cab confessions.
Yes, sir. You might have that might be some good content for you, Monte.
It would be. It would be. I got a question for you. Did you have a cable box?
Oh yeah. I had the box that make the squiggly line stop squiggling.
Cheetah box. We had a couple of those. Keep putting down.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've been getting over on the cable company since they've been coming out. I need to Tyson fight. How we getting it?
Man, we got Tyson fight one time. My team went up, got on the pole. Climbed up the pole.
Hold on.
Yes.
You went up the pole?
No, she did.
That's slow.
I was little, man. I didn't know what she was doing.
I was just gonna say,
good.
Hey, that is something you send your kid on too. Like, hey, go ahead and climb that pole, baby. We need the cable.
Right. Wow.
Glass.
But yeah, man, this is well, you got me off topic, man.
No, took us all the way. My bad.
All right, today we're talking about leveraging other people's resources to get started in business. And you don't do that by stealing cable. However,
leveraging other people's business, but this different way.
Right, exactly.
So, Tavante, we'll go ahead and let you start off with it, man, because we had a pretty good discussion before we started. Tell them a little bit about what you're doing, how you're leveraging other people's business to get your business off the ground, man.
Yeah, sure. So I'm in the business of non-emergency medical transportation. Now, before I was told about this opportunity, I kind of knew what it was, but I had no idea of the opportunities that presented me, what would be presented to me if I pursued this opportunity. And what this kind of thing looks like. I knew it was basically what it is transporting people to their appointments. People go to dialysis, they go to therapy, they go to doctor visits, they go to they go to the methadone clinic, all kind of clients who have all kind of things they're getting done via doctor, and Medicaid is their way of doing it. Everyone who has Medicaid is legally able to pursue or get transportation to their appointments. And that's the way the government ensures that everyone has access to it, basically. So they literally pay nothing to get transported, but Medicaid will pay me or pay a broker, and then a broker will pay me. So we're talking about this topic today. And then I will be a provider, which honestly, I'm in a position I can do. I can just work through a broker, which we're talking about, but I can also pursue other realms of getting paid, private pay. I can get a contract with a nursing home or whatever it is, or a person directly could also pay me to transport them, and I can build their Medicaid. And so there are a lot of ways of getting money in this. But essentially, what it is that I own a business that has vehicles, and I employ people who drive people from their home to their appointments, and from their appointment back to their home. And we ensure that they get there in a safe manner and that they get there on time. But it's really another leg of a public transportation system, basically. But it's in the private sector, and the government is supplementing the brokers and myself to do the services that they can't do efficiently. That's what it is.
So if we look at it like this, right? So when you start in business, you can put together, you can have all the resources that you need to be able to provide the service. You can, in your case, you got to have documents in with the government, be licensed to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Now, but the problem is you don't have any clients day one.
Yeah.
So now you talked about the broker. What did the broker do for you to get you up and going?
So the broker already has the clients. They got access to the clients, and they basically just flip the switch for me. I say I'm ready to start. They say, okay, we're going to send you the opportunities, and they just funnel in. I have to do no marketing. I have to do no advertising. I don't got to go do I do a little bit of networking. I had to find the broker. But once I find the broker, that's pretty much it, which I love that, because honestly, marketing is not my strong point. It's not my strong point, I can talk my behind off, as you can see from this show, I can talk. But when it comes to like bragging about myself and bragging about my business, I'm not really great at that. Not great at it at all. So what the broker does is they've already gotten the connection with the different places, the nursing homes, the agencies, whatever, right? Well, they got these routes, they got a pool of them. And honestly, I think I'm learning more about this as I'm doing it. So the broker I have, I believe they started in my position at one point in time. And they built up over time these connections and networks, and now they're leveraging those. So they probably are taking a cut of something and giving me a cut of that, which is the idea of brokering. I get this, and I'm going to be the middleman. I'm going to slice off a little bit and give this person that. They'll be happy with that because they don't know that they're getting that, which I just found out that I was supposed to be getting a whole lot of hell of more money today. I just found out today, and I wish you all could see my face, because my face was like, what? What? This is how I'm supposed to be getting paid? But for the topic discussion today, we all got to start somewhere. We all got to start somewhere. And if I didn't start where I was starting, I probably wouldn't even have this conversation. I should got paid more.
Exactly. So you look at it from the point, right? You can leverage brokers and resources like that, man, because when you're going, you got 1 vehicle, 2 vehicle, 3 vehicle, you're only going to be able to attract so many people, even without them by yourself. So if you want to launch another vehicle, then you essentially you can tap in to these type of brokers to send you enough to be able to support each additional driver. But as you continue to grow your network, you won't need them anymore, right?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And I think that's the name of the game. The name of the game is always being where you are, being appreciative and grateful for where you are. Because I appreciate this broker because they got me started. But it's also thinking about the down the line, right? The visioning. Okay, so where can I go to make sure that at the end of the day, my business is at the edge of the evolution of whatever this business is, of the category of business. I want to be in a place where people are saying, oh, they're a visionary company. They did something nobody did before. They were ready for the market turns and things that happen. They had already created the idea for those things are. And so being in where I'm right now allows me the door in, get my foot in the door. I'm getting cash flow now, but now I'm thinking about how I can get more money and get out of position of being in this position right now, so I can be in a more powerful position, like playing chess.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's a great way. So, JD, you're in real estate. You guys got brokers within that work somewhat similar. Explain, man, how were you able to leverage those type of resources to grow your business?
It was different. Like, so on the retail side, the retail sales for real estate, originally, like I didn't know the game. So, you think you just get your license, you can go out and start selling homes. But you have to have a broker. Legally, you can't, as a realtor, as a real estate agent, you can't just get a commission for selling the property. It has to go through someone with the broker's license. So I have just my starting point has to be connected with the broker. Now, what you can do is you can negotiate your splits for your commission. That's how you can kind of control a little bit of leverage there. So you can, work in your split, your deal. Some brokers for newer agents, it may be a 50-50 split for any leads that they give you. It may be a 50-50 split for even leads that you bring in because they feel like they're ramping you up. They're teaching you new things. They're teaching you about the business. You're leaning on them heavy. You're taking up, what the consideration is that you're taking up some of their time that they can be using to build wealth to help you learn how to build wealth yourself. So it may be a trade-off. Certain brokers, and this is more research for you to do if you're thinking about getting real estate. Talk to your brokers, talk to different brokerages. More than anything, don't just stop at one. Talk to multiple brokerages because it all depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for an environment that's going to teach you more, you may want to give up that money right now on the split because you're going to be learning the game while you're there. So that goes back to you got to think about it. It can sound painful because you're giving away money, but at the same time, you're leveraging their knowledge. Yeah. You're leveraging them, giving you a shortcut to success faster. So that's part of the game. But then also, they can with them giving you leads, you can either be with the brokers that's providing leads. Oh, I don't know. Hold on, man. I got a video playing in the background. I don't know where it came from. There we go. But the other way is you can be a part of a team. And the team can be giving you leads, and you may have a deal where you're splitting those leads. Now, if you're a freshly started realtor, it's kind of like what Tavante said. You have no one you can really reach out to help you build your business besides your circle of influence. And their circle of influence is basically your friends, family members, coworkers. That wears out real quick. Because when you call them friends, think about that one friend that calls you and they always into something different. They're selling this, some type of MLM they part of. They're selling you Herbalife. They're selling you Prime American. That's what it feels like when you're reaching out sometimes to your circle of friends.
Yes, exactly.
For sales, they may your circle of friends isn't going to always be your primary target for sales. So someone that has been established in the industry or has the budget to, like you said, to Tavante, market, to basically have ads running, that not only has the budget to do it, but has the knowledge to do it because you have no idea when you're getting in this, how to do these things. That's going to be a great resource for you to help build up your clientele. Build up your clientele, put some money in your pocket, which is definitely important, but help you build up your clientele because eventually what will happen if you do that long enough, yeah, you may be getting 50% of a commission. You may be getting, 75% of one or whatever. But I would always rather have 50% of something than 100% of nothing.
Nothing, exactly.
So you got to think about it like, and trust me, it's so funny because I'm saying this, but it took me a second to understand that. Partway because I was around other realtors that have been doing it, so you hear all the negative talk around having somebody in your pockets per se. Like, man, I'm not giving up no split on my commission. I'm not giving up. Man, you're gonna let them take 70, 80%. You're gonna let them take 20%. It's a hidden thing, but it's an ego thing. It's definitely an ego thing, and I think it comes down to where you're at with your business. If you can grind, if you can understand the process of what you're doing and you're grinding your ass off, that's not going to happen for a long time because you're going to create leverage by showing how important you are to the business. I'm driving, I'm bringing in this much to the business. I'm important. That gives you leverage to fight back. But it also gives you the opportunity once you build enough clientele and you got a referral base and you find out the resources that your broker or your team leaders use it, and you find out what they're doing to run ads, you find out how they're marketing. You take that information and bring it over to your own brand, and now you can do this for yourself. But it definitely takes it's going to take some looking at you got to look at the long run. You can't look at the right now money. You got to look at the long run. How long are you planning on doing this? Because you're really it's like gardening. You're planting your seeds. You can't harvest them the next day. You got to plant your seeds and let them mugs grow, and then spread out from there. But it definitely takes some. It definitely took some learning curves. It took me finding the right team. It took me learning to negotiate with brokers, and learning to negotiate with team leads to show my strengths and my value, and some ups and downs, left and rights, being on the wrong team, feeling like I was getting played, and changing it up. But if you can just keep the long game in mind, you'll learn that it's a good thing to be able to leverage what somebody else is giving you.
Now, see, what I'm hearing from your experience and Tavante's experience, you work with somebody, you can negotiate how much you split, right? So it's kind of trickling down. There's a pot, and as it passes hands, it turns into, whatever you got left, you get it minus whatever your expenses are.
Right.
You work with a broker, you can only work with one broker at a time. Whereas Tavante, you can work with multiple brokers.
Yeah, so I actually have one broker I started with, but I got a second broker that's going to be probably jumping up, I'm not sure soon, that I can work with them too. So I can, but then, there's like so many ways you can make money though.
That's the cool. That's what I'm loving hearing from you, because it would be cool to be able to have multiple brokers and be like, hey man, they shooting me such and such over here. What you want to do?
Right. And that's what happened off the bat, because when I got the first broker, I was just new. I'm like, like I just came out my mama's womb, and I'm like, still smelling like her, right? And I'm fresh, right? So the second one is like, hey, we need a broker, and I even negotiate. They already upped the price. I was like, okay, sure.
See?
Yeah, let's do that.
See that, and that's cool. See, it sounds like you're already how that business model is set up. It makes it very easy for you to create some leverage right off the bat. Like you said, you fresh out. You smell like baby powder and baby oil right now. But it's giving you right off the bat. You got people even reaching out like, hey, we'll pay you this much already right off the bat. That's the perfect example of how it works, leveraging right there. Like you having it happen early on.
Yeah, but I like what you said, JD, because I think there's the thing that I think we're all reaching for in the business is that confidence, that comfort level, and knowing your worth, knowing your value. And when you know that, you learn to negotiate. Now, it sounds like when you start off in real estate, that's what you learn. You're learning how to negotiate. You learn that at the back. I didn't understand how to do that, so, people are going to up the price, but I think it's important for us to also kind of build that confidence and say off the bat, this is what I'm bringing to the table. This is what I'm worth, and to be have that confidence in doing that, because that confidence is what you're looking for.
That's that's a super valid point.
Yeah.
Because and most people won't admit this, but it happens to most people. When you're starting something fresh and something new, especially when you're building it yourself, you're going to have to build your confidence up, because you don't know what the hell you're doing. Like we talked about this on one call, like working corporate. I worked corporate for about 14, 15 years, and I knew that job like the back of my hand. I knew where my resources were. I knew who I needed to reach out to. That gives you an extreme amount of confidence where you're going in every day. You're like, I know how to do this sleep. Yeah. But when you're starting something fresh, one, you're starting off not knowing anything. Two, the money not gonna come in immediately.
Yeah. And
that's gonna mess with your head, especially as not to discredit how a woman may feel, but I know as a man, and when you feel, and I'm a father on top of that, I'm a provider. When money ain't coming in, you feel a certain type of way about yourself, and it's hard to shake that. It's definitely hard to shake that. And so I think that's a very valid point you built, is that's one of the unforeseen benefits of having someone you can kind of lean on, or a broker or some sort, that helps you build your confidence in an unconscious way. Even though, like I said, you may be losing a little bit of a chunk of the money that you may find out later that you deserved or you could earn up to, but at the same time, you're building the confidence like, oh, I can do this. I know how to do this. This is how I handle this problem. This is how I handle this. This is how I handle this other issue. and you're growing at the same time. So that's like I think that's the unforeseen benefit of having a broker or having somebody else that you can leverage.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, to the point, that's how we build our model for the appliance repair, right? As you bring in new people, we contract with the warranty companies because they've got all the clients and we negotiated certain rates. So when they come in and they give us certain appliances to come work on, I'm not going to give my most experienced technician a microwave to go work on. I'm going to give that to the new guy.
Right.
Let him out there. He's got the training. Go get the manual, figure it out, fix it. It's like the training ground, right?
Yeah.
We're not getting paid as much on those jobs, but at the same time, we get plenty enough for him to cut his teeth, get out there, and then, you know, get better. Get better.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sorry, you guys have got the home warranties. You're getting the new guys.
Good.
But you got to be able to go out there and leverage. Negotiating is big, right? So, you know, Devontae, like you said, you're on to the second broker, and you may go on to third, fourth before you say, okay, I don't need them anymore. But when I got my first contract in place, my negotiating skills got better by the time I got my seventh in place.
Yeah.
You know, I know what to expect. I know what our worth was. I know, you know, what the market is willing to pay. It's a big thing. So
yeah.
That's cool. Damn.
So looking into that, I know we discussed like trying to determine, you know, what's a good split. Like JD, you've been with a couple brokers now. How do you make that determination? What's good? What really works for you over time? You feel like you cut yourself short at all, or?
Not definitely in the beginning. My first broker, I didn't even try to negotiate. It just was what it was, and I looked at it as that. You know, my first brokerage was referred by somebody else I knew, and they were very big on cold calling and teaching scripts and things like that. And so I had done sales before, but I know sales at the end of the day is helping somebody find a solution to a problem. But there may be certain things you need. There may be certain things you need to say at a certain time that I didn't know, you know. And so that first one was just getting in and cutting my teeth. So I honestly wasn't tripping off of the money as much. I heard because mind you, because my friend that had referred me, it's so funny. My boy that referred me, he had been in the game for about 5 years or so. So he had already went down this whole up and down roller coaster. So literally, as he had referred me to the company, he was working on getting his way out because he didn't like his split. And he was trying to, he's convincing me to come in. Mind you, he gets the signing bonus for me signing up too, I found out later. So he's convincing me, but still props to him. Exactly. But like I said, still it was a great place to learn the game. So I don't know. But it was so funny to me, like he was literally on his way out because he tried to renegotiate his split and the broker really wasn't budging. So he was like, well, dude, I'll take my, 30, 40 plus deals and I'll take them somewhere else if you aren't willing to work with me. And that's exactly what he did. He didn't, no hesitation. So it was, like I said, from my point of view, initially, it made sense. I wasn't worried about it. I had no leverage. Who am I to argue I deserve 100%? You ain't sold a house yet. Shut up. Damn, kid, you just got here. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I understood that game of it. But like I said, literally looking at somebody in his shoes, that was a big issue for him. He's like, no, I give you this much already per year. I'm not giving you anything past that. So when I did leave, I was in this weird spot on the next time. So next brokers I ended up going, and we ended up on a team together. And we had worked out a great deal. But fast forward, because like I said, once again, he was more seasoned than me. I think that year I had did about 15 deals. This was like my second year in the game. So I jumped up to like 15, 17 deals. My partner was probably doing about 30, 35. But my broker hated the deal he had, not my broker, but my team lead. My team lead hated the deal he had set up for us. So it was the deal that favored me for my own business I brought. Anything that he gave to me, we were splitting 50-50. Anything I brought, I was getting 100% of. He didn't like that because, naturally you're going to go to the bigger pot. If you get, especially in this bit, once you start getting referrals, hey, I'm going to work on these people more. That's going to get me paid more. I'm going to still work these leads you're giving me, but that's icing on the cake in my eyes. That's how I was looking at it. And I totally understood how he was looking at it too. How he was looking at it was, well, you're not using enough of your time, your resources to work my leads. I need some of your pot too. And so it was just this butt of heads where I just had to say, you know what, I'm out. Because he just really wanted to just change my split on the fly. And I was just like, you know what, I'm out. And it was honestly a decision I had to kind of weigh out because he had a big name. He put a lot of money into marketing. He had a ton of leads. Leads don't always pan out to be great, but he had a ton of them available. So I was in this limbo of, do I work and keep building my own brand and getting what I feel I deserve? Or do I take this cut, hustle hard, knowing he's going to get a big chunk out of me every deal, but I may have more opportunities. So it's like, I can still get paid here, but I'm probably going to have to work harder.
Yeah. Damn. That's good, JD.
Yeah. So it took, like I said, man, I sat on it when he presented it to me. It was, and he's cool. Me and him are cool to this day. Because I looked at it as a business thing. I didn't take none of it personal. I looked at it from his pocketbook and I said, I get it. Like, hey, I see what you're trying to work, but that ain't gonna work for me. And so then I had to start researching to figure out, and I put my trust in me. I put my trust in me that at that point I had learned enough and I had done enough in this game that I could figure this shit out by myself. You know what I mean? And shit, that was actually around the time me and you have started working together, Marcus. Like we got you literally, I took that as a God sign. Right around the time I was getting ready to leave is when you approached me about, hey, how do you get your leads? Well, I can help you do X, Y, and Z. So it worked out
right there.
I'm telling you, it was crazy. Like literally, I think like while I was pondering my move, I was just, me and Marcus still in the lending game. I was just sitting in the leads, like here, try to let's convert them. And then I found out Marcus was so early. Marcus was still trying to work and get his first deal closed because one of them had fell through. And so I was just shoving stuff down his throat, like, here, bro, like, let's get your first one. I was excited to give him his first one. And then it was just, like I said, man, just straight guys, helping, wanting to see somebody else succeed just worked out great between me and Marcus. And I was just like, look, he called me one day, like, thank you, man. Just thank me for just giving him opportunities. And I was like, man, no, it's cool, man. Like, I just want to see you win. We in it together. Like, I just want to see if I can help you win, I'm gonna help you win. And I loved how he did business though too. Marcus was super good. He was very good at being responsive. How he sent emails to clients was super effective. He walked them through everything step by step. That's kind of how I am too. And so he ended up asking me, he's like, hey, how you getting your leads? I said, well, right now I get them from this team lead, but we not seeing eye to eye about this money. I'm ready to make a move. And shoot, then he basically came in the next day and kind of sat and we mapped out this whole kind of strategy on what we could do to work and make our own leads. And so by then, like I said, that took away that need for me to want to lean on that pillar that this guy had created. But because at the end of the day, at that point, only thing he could give me was his name.
Yeah.
That was the only thing he could give me was his name. I didn't need that anymore.
Shoot, man. And I tell you, just having stuff, having the confidence because you got those resources coming in, man.
That was big.
To step away,
that was big, man. That was a big shift in my mentality because, like, it goes back to what Tavante said earlier. It gave me being in that environment and doing enough deals while I was under that umbrella gave me the confidence to step from under that umbrella.
What you saying, Tavante?
Oh, well, no, I was listening because it's funny because I was, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Okay, yeah. Have you ever been talking to someone, giving them advice, and you realize that everything you tell them is what you telling yourself? Like all the time, right?
All the
Like,
time.
so I'm sitting talking to this. So I do mentoring, right? I do mentoring still. I mentor kids. And I'm talking to this kid who was at a cusp of between, youth and adulthood. He's turning 18 years old, like 3 days before my birthday. His birthday is November 25th. Mine's 28th. So we have a lot alike. We have a lot in common. And I'm like, it's okay for you to be a baby if you want to be a baby. But just know, if you're going to be a baby, you get treated like a baby. But it's okay. If you want to be treated like you, that's where you are, you want to be baby, you're going to be baby. But I said, if you want to be independent, you got to know nobody's going to help you, because you're independent means you're by yourself. It means you're doing it by yourself, and which means you got to be a master. You can't look for someone to help you. You got to help yourself. And I was trying to get him to make a decision. I'm like, you got to choose either or. You can't like sit between these decisions and try to get both at the same time, But I was talking to myself too, because what I was telling myself was that, Tavante, just like you said, you're looking to be independent, right? And you're looking to learn these things. So when these things come, you got to jump fully on board. You got to be fully focused in. You got to be fully in the moment, or decide not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You either decide to do it or not do it, right? And you were saying, JD, you were saying, once you got that confidence to jump away, then you knew you were ready. And that's what I was saying. I was saying to myself by telling this kid that. I was saying, Tavante, you ready to really jump forward, fully put yourself into that, or don't do it at all.
Gotcha.
And that's the way it's crazy, because you be talking to yourself. You be telling yourself the very thing you need to hear in that moment to move to the next level.
Yeah. It's crazy how it works like that too. Like, because
I knew I was. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jim.
No, you fine. Go ahead.
No, I knew I was talking to myself, but I was trying to figure out in what scenario was I trying to tell myself that. And then when you're talking about that, it all went full circle for me. Like, oh shit, that's what I was saying to myself.
That man, I like you said, I've had those same moments where I'll literally be having a conversation with my little sister or my brother about what they're trying to do and helping them with, their business endeavors or whatnot, or, helping build their confidence or whatever the case may be. And I'll say something and I'll be like, you need to do this your damn self. You need to do this consistently your damn self. But it's weird. I think it goes to that. It kind of matches that saying they have, like, when you learn something, it's one thing, but when you teach that thing that you learn, it's like you're learning it twice.
Yeah.
It helps it stick. Yeah. It helps it stick even more. So I think it's the same thing. I think it's the same thing when you have that type of advice that you're looking at, like you're giving it to someone, but at the same time, you're reinforcing it in yourself.
Exactly. And what I was telling myself precisely was that it's okay that you're at this level right now. It's okay that you're at the baby stage of your business. Stay there and gain the confidence. And when you're ready for the next level, you're going to outgrow your environment and you'll transition that easily. You don't got to jump there. You don't got to go from A to Z in one step. You can go there step by step. And so I was telling him, dude, you're not ready for that. You're not ready. He's talking about owning a house. He's like 17 years old. I want my own house. And I'm like, no, you're just afraid because you don't have stability. But you can go into a foster home and you have instant stability. But if you go into a foster home, you're not gonna have they're gonna have rules. You just gotta be okay with that. So same thing with building your business. When you're starting off at a small level, yeah, you're gonna have this slow movement. Maybe the cash won't be as good, but you're growing in so many other ways you can't even calculate. You're growing in the confidence. You're growing in that bit of focus. You're growing in so many. You're seeing what they're doing, the people that you're working with, what they're fucking up at, which means an opportunity for you. You're learning in so many ways, but you got to keep your eyes focused on that versus focused on I'm not where I want to be. Because when you see where you're not where I want to be, all you're gonna see is you not where you want to be. You can't see anything else.
Yeah, and you don't even realize if you're focusing on not being where you want to be, that puts a blow in your confidence.
It does. It takes all the wind out of your sails.
All the way, because you feel like you can never get there.
Exactly.
Even though I remember having those conversations constantly with myself, by myself, like literally just telling myself the same way you said, like, I am a toddler. My business is a toddler.
Yeah.
Learn to walk first. Damn, stop tripping off running. And you look at, and especially if you're making a mistake, because now my algorithm on my social medias is all jacked up. I got nothing but damn near other realtors popping up. So every time they got a deal coming up or something happen, you automatically like, man, I'm trying to get my business moving like that. But I'm looking at people that have been doing this for double-digit years.
Yeah, you're not them. You're not where they at.
Yeah, it makes no sense to think that I'm going to, like you said, make that jump when my business is still in the toddler stage.
Yeah.
So you have to, man, you got to have some tough conversation with yourself and be like, look, bro, you got time. You just got to keep working your butt. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have those conversations in the mirror with yourself so you don't stop your minute. Because otherwise, you'll forget to even notice how far you've come.
Yeah.
Like while you're moving your business, you're not, even if everything falls apart and you got to start from ground zero, you're really not starting from ground zero, because everything you learn on your way here.
You just gotta realize too, like when you're not where you want to be, it's because you had failures. And when you have failures, that's when you're learning. So if you're not failing, you're not learning. So
somebody pass the collection plate around.
Right.
Marcus preaching.
You got to remember that. So it's like, well, you're not where you're at, where you want to be today. Maybe you haven't failed enough. Damn.
I literally had that conversation with myself today. Like, man, I want to get some more deals. I want to get some more flips. And it was just like, you ain't made enough offers. You ain't been told no enough. You got to make some more offers. Yeah. Like that's all this comes down to, is just making more offers. Make more offers. If you make more offers, you'll get more success. At the same time, you're going to get a lot more no's. You're going to get a lot of rejection. But it goes, you can't have one without the other. That's the cold part. Nobody wants to say that. Nobody wants to realize that and deal with that. But it's the truth. You can't have one without the other. Every time you try to make an offer or you try to make a deal, it's 90% of the time it's not going to work. It's going to be a no.
Yep.
Nobody I know of is that good that they getting it flipped around where they get 90% yeses.
Yes.
Right.
If they did, they'd be dominating any marketplace.
Yeah.
That's not happening. So you got to really deal with the fact, like even think with Apple. Apple dominates the phone market. Everybody ain't got Apple.
Nope.
I ain't gave them my money. I'm a Samsung dude. I ain't gonna get in front of y'all. Y'all gonna get the green dots when I text you. Take that. I don't care. No, it's not Obama phone either. I got a Samsung. No, I got the top of the line. But that's my point. Apple dominates the market. They have a great business model on how to do it, but they don't even get told yes 100% of the time, 90% of the time. So that's what you're gonna have. You have to deal with that. Just learning that it goes hand in hand. You're gonna get told no a lot more than you go told yes, especially early in the game.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey man, we've been on here for a while, so let's recap real quick, right? So you're gonna get told no a bunch of times, right? And if you're not failing, you're not learning.
Right.
But if you leverage other people's resources, you have a nice, easy cushion when you fall.
Exactly.
Add your cushion, know you're gonna fall, absorb those blows. And guys, we are on our way to be the number one, what do we put up here? Source for business funding strategy here on Facebook and YouTube. This is about to happen. But hey, I want to thank you guys again for another discussion. Great discussion this week.
It was a great discussion. Great topic, Marcus.
Always.
And I want to plug too. Check us next week. We're going to be talking. So we're going to go. This is the first time ever. We're going to pick the topic before we actually get to the day. We're going to be talking about credit. Credit. So we got a special surprise for you guys next week. But thank you guys. Y'all have a great day. Everybody out there. Talk to you later.